from him. And what I understood, I saw the passion just start coming out of him as he got the mic and he really started sharing his story and why he was doing this. You know, he has a very similar situation as myself and Nicole. The person that first called him up, started talking with him, was the same person that we actually talked to, and he spent the time with us, which was Nick Sarnicola. And when I knew Nick was grabbing some people and he was starting to run a whole new organization here, that it was just going to be a matter of time before we saw a lot of really extraordinary people show up, because Nick's just a great recruiter when it comes to that. And I understand that he's got a large goal, and he's already way into action when it comes to what he wants to produce for the Canadian market. And he's an individual that has a larger commitment. We're going to someday see global ambassadors, people who are ambassadors in French and Chinese and Japanese, and some of you are going to be getting paid in multiple currencies at some point. You need to understand that, right? No, I'm being honest with you. Like, you will have global ambassadors in your group. You may be one yourself. I don't know. But this guy already is, right? Even though Canadian's kind of the same money, but at least right now it is. But once we fully get everything going, you'll be able to see that happen. So what I want to do is bring up to the front of the room Mr. Jason O'Toole. So could you please give him a round of applause?
One of the exciting parts of the convention for myself whenever we do regional events. I love to be able to pick people's brains. How many people here would like to watch me put 6 people up here, ambassadors here in the company, and ask them a few key questions that I think would be of value here to help everyone build their business? Have you guys learned something here since you've been here today?
Yeah.
Worth the trip?
Yeah.
People drove 17 hours from Canada. Have you guys learned something?
Yeah!
Right on. Guys, we're just getting started here. We've got a few really great presenters here that are going to be coming up. We've got an individual who I know you all know and love, and he's going to do incredible training here before the day is out. But before we do that, I'm going to bring up 6 people. So if I've asked you to come up here as part of the panel, if you could please come up here right now. Please, ladies and gentlemen, give these guys a warm round of applause. We've got 6 ambassadors. Please come to the stage now. This is a treat for me. I spent a little bit of time here wondering what I was going to ask everybody here. There's so many incredible stories and awesome inspiration and tips and techniques that we're going to... we're short one. Jake, don't worry, buddy. You can sit down here. Actually, we're going to start with you. I think this is an applicable one. Guys, basically what I want to do is touch upon 6 different components here of building a business, what I feel is very important. And the first one I want to talk to Jason here a little bit about. Jason, we talk a lot about building for events, and we talk a lot about what they do for your business. And we talk a lot about them. We do rally calls, team calls, constantly at the events. We're talking about other events. Is it all worth it?
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about the importance that they play in your business and how you sort of leverage them to get where you are as ambassador. Just maybe any information for people that building for the next one, and just is it really that important?
You guys mind if I just be completely straight up and real with you guys?
No. Be real, son.
I do not believe that somebody is 100% in the business unless they get to a national event. So knowing that, any Stephen Covey fans in the room, end in mind is the way that he always starts things off, right? If you're a marathon runner, you know when the date is that you're going to start running. And so you've got a plan leading up to that date of what you have to do so that you're in the right shape to get there. Does this make sense, everybody?
Yep.
Simple stuff, but it's just looking at the end in mind first. My end in mind, and I know a lot of you guys in this room either practice this now or are going through this process. There's always a process. The easiest way to get somebody to a 3-day national event is sometimes a little bit difficult if they don't even know what the 90-day challenge is, right? It's not like your first call is going to be like, you got to go to this 3-day thing with me. They're like, you're nuts. Right? I was one of those guys that said, okay, I'll go, but I hadn't even been to a challenge party personally, so it will work. But most of the time, the easiest way to get someone to a 3-day event would be to come to a regional event like this, right? We're hammering hard on national event because we know the importance of it. Easiest way to get somebody here at a regional event is a local event. Local event even 17 hours away. You know what I mean? From a local event, the easiest way is from a challenge party. The easiest way to get someone to a challenge party would be on a pre-party. The only way to know how to pre-party is to go through a GST. So the end in mind is always that national event, and that's what we've used to build our business, and not just build it, but to multiply our business, right? Who's in this business? So not that it grows by one by one by one, it grows by 1 by 2 by 4 by 8 by 16 to like 3,000. You know what I mean? That's why I know that you guys are taking out half of a full Saturday and drive time to get this information. It's because you want to go out there and exponentially grow your business, and the best way to do that is bring yourself and your entire team to the national event.
Absolutely. Very good. Guys, for myself, it's, and I know everybody out there, it's the same thing. Everybody builds for events for that belief, and really, in my opinion, if you're not coming to these events, it's very difficult to build a business. It's very difficult to build a business by themselves, but there's a few that build it as a couple. And I find that the people who are building it together are the ones that are really having the strong success, rather than having one person build a business versus one person not building it with them. So Scott and Shannon, let's talk a little bit about what you guys are doing to build together and how you think that that dynamic that you've created amongst yourselves has helped you build your business.
Because I was just going to take it anyway. I want to be honest with everybody here. When we first started doing this, I wasn't on the same page as he was. I wasn't believing right from the start, but I have faith in him, and I was willing to back whatever he decided he was going to do. It was a struggle at first because we had 2 other businesses that we were running. I'm not emotional today. Where's this coming from? But it was hard for the first couple of months. Both of us, within our first 2 months, hit RD, had our BMWs. We have 3 children, 2 other businesses, so you can see that we've made sacrifices to get to where we are. But it's a short-term sacrifice for a long-term goal. Now we're at Ambassador, and we're working on 1 star. You did? Yesterday. So, and I hit PD yesterday. We're building both of our positions. But some of the things that we do together now, because it took us a little bit of time to fall in step and work it together. It took us a little bit of time to be on the same page, but I'm glad that we didn't give up. And I'm glad that we worked out our differences and we got to the point of being on the same page with it, because as soon as we were, it took off. We were ready to go. There was no more stress, there was no more arguing. And I have to say thank you to Nicole and Pete. The very first event that Scott and I went to, we sat in on a training of yours, how to build your business as a couple, and I took notes the whole time. And I said, see?
Mostly because she was trying to get me out of it.
No, it was not. It was not. I was like, see what you have to do? See? Listen to them. No. Anyway, we fell into step together, and we figured out what my strengths are and what Scott's strengths are running the business together, and that's what we do.
I really can't add much to that because that's, in a nutshell, it. We run this business together, and we do play off each other's strengths and weaknesses. She keeps me in line, in other words, and keeps me focused. Working this together, we both know what we're doing on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, and we know where everybody's heading towards. So as a couple, you got to look at this, and you got to know where you're going. Like Jason said, you have to have your end in mind. And the end, in this case, happens to be Atlanta in a month. So with that end in mind, work backwards to today, get your plan on paper, move forward, and get to it.